Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
No, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me. And I can't choose one.
Hiya! Yo! Whip, 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 whip. Auga! Yeah.
All right. What would that 60 minutes? Wouldn't that be fun? One episode, just to really fuck people all up.
It would be fun to watch the analytics and see how long it takes people to fall off.
Well, I think it's one of those things they would keep listening to see. Maybe they stop at some point.
Yes, true. You know what's funny is you ever watch a comedy clip on Instagram and you go, boy, this is bad. Then you go, let me watch it again.
Yeah.
Because I must have missed something, and I think that's why it gets 12 million views.
That's a good point.
I have a point.
Ronan had this theory about a lot of people of a certain ilk
Hack.
will post a clip, and then every comment is like, this ilk is not funny.
Yes.
And then other people write, how could you dare say this ilk isn't funny? And then they say, well, this ilk isn't funny because your ilk isn't funny. And what if your ilk was funny? And then it's the ilk's lodge, and it blows up because it's an okay clip, but then everyone farts all over it.
The hate builds up a little algo love.
It's kind of like the old time Mike Racine tried to get an alpha. What's it called?
Album?
A viral clip by saying he labeled it worst comedian ever.
Oh.
And then what happened is every comment was like, I mean, he's bad, but he's not the worst ever.
That's pretty good.
It's just pretty funny.
Now you're getting complimented, basically. But you know what's funny? If you did the Tonight Show tomorrow and you ripped it open, standing O, high five, Jimmy Fallon puts you on his shoulders and he eats you out. You know, he's got the reverse where your dick is in his face.
I love that.
Big move. You'd get a couple of views. But if you went out there and shit yourself, said the N-word, and blew Questlove, you'd get 1 million views.
Now that's a small group of people. Use the N-word, blow Questlove. That's only like 3-4 people in the world that can do that. And luckily I'm one of them.
Well, I think a lot of black women.
I guess so.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But no.
On the Tonight Show. But yeah, no, you're right. Negative, it's the negativity bias.
Yeah, that's right.
Isn't that something? Len bias.
Aha, Biosphere. 1.
I remember seeing Biosphere in the theaters.
Wait, that's
the
a movie?
Pauly Shore.
That's Biodome.
Biodome! Right. Well, I saw Biodome in the theater, and there was like a special needs usher in the back.
Oh, I hate a special needs usher.
She was losing it, and we became more into that than this, and she kept audibly saying, I love this movie, and it made me think she'd watched it 8 or 9 times.
Of course.
And looking back, it's like the sweetest thing ever.
Yeah.
To us, it was a score, because we were like, sweet, we got a retarded lady laughing. That's funny.
That's gold.
But
That's
now,
a movie. Just a retarded lady laughing. That's box office gold there.
Yeah. But now, looking back, you're like, that's adorable. That's very sweet because she's an usher. It must have been the downtime. She's like, hey, I'm sneaking into Biodome for the 11th time.
Exactly. Good. An SNU.
She was howling.
Oh man, good for her. Well, it's kind of like you never see a new comedy club waitress. You can tell she's new. She's getting trained, and she's like. She's loving the show. Or these other grizzled coos, they got a mole and a C-section scar, and they've seen Pauly Shore in there for 10 decades in a row. And then they got the new gal, and she's like, ooh, I get to watch Joe List.
Yeah, I can't imagine Liz at the cellar, like, doubled over laughing, being like, oh, my God, this guy's a riot.
No, if you kill, she's like, all right, it's like neutral. And if you bomb, she'll ruin your life.
Yeah, she'll put you in a headlock. But who's the other guy in Biodome? Who's the partner?
Stephen
there?
Baldwin.
Is that right?
You got that right, Fatty.
No kidding.
Yeah, now he's I believe a hardcore Scientol. He's some kind of religious wacko. Yeah, could have prayed for his brother.
That's exciting. Well, a lot of Baldwins. Billy, Stephen, Alec.
There's a piano, Baldwin. James Baldwin was the black gay.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Baldwin. Bald lose.
Hair win,
Yeah.
hair loss. All right.
That's not bad.
Okay.
Boy, I'm riding high right now. You want to know what's going on?
Talk to me, Nazi.
Nothing crazy, but I had Kerryn Feehan. We love Kerryn. We talked
you
about
gotta
her
love
off
the
stage,
Fee.
about how attracted to her we are.
Only Feehans.
That's the podcast.
Aha.
Yeah. So, she's been saying, hey, I need a star. I need like one of the best guys ever to do the podcast. And I said, hey, I'm your man.
Oh, okay. I thought you got Stavros.
No, she's like, I want the number one, the biggest comic going, the biggest dick.
Sure.
And I said, hey, happy to do it. And she said, okay, I was hoping you could give me Norman's number. But so I went down there to do it. And I said, well, the thing is, I got the big Tuesdays with stories. That's the best pod in the game. And
got
she
that
said,
right.
absolutely, no question about it.
She's done it. The live app. Check it out. Patreon.
Yes, we got to get her in one of the Gramercy ones.
Oh.
And the reason I say that is I just told her we would.
We can't have a woman.
Well, we got like 6 booked, by the way.
That's
We
true.
just booked Philadelphia. You heard it here first.
Oh, you got that right.
August 22nd?
Yes, it's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. I believe the 22nd or the 29th.
I think it's the 22nd, but it's the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia, Philly, Fishtown.
22nd.
I don't know when the
22nd.
tickets go on sale, but it's Philadelphia. Maybe they'll go on soon, in a week or two, May something.
We haven't been in a live Tuesdays in Philly in 5 years.
It's been a long time. We did one at Helium, I think, was
That's
last.
right. Now we're moving on up. 22, older than DiCaprio's lady.
So we'll be at the theater August 22nd. Buy those up. You know it's going to sell out. That's a big market for the boys.
Oh, yeah, the gays are a flocking out there in Phil.
It's a big market and a big Joe-it.
Hey, I like it.
But I said, hey, I got the Hot Tuesdays with Stories. That's at 3:30. And she goes, well, do you want to...
That was good. Don't chuck it. Okay. I had to get that in there.
She goes, you want to do before or after? And I said, well, after we got to do a bonus and the thing, and then the Bruins are in the playoffs. Plus, I like to get my steam. You know me.
The playoffs.
So I said, we better do it early. And so she said, how about 2? And I said, well, we're doing 3:30, 2. And she goes, we're efficient. We'll have you out in 45 minutes.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That's how I felt. But I said, you know what? You're saying it, 2. How about this?
Okay.
I'll just fucking leave.
I like that, a hard out.
So, you know me, the same OG,
Hard
but a
on.
bit low-key. I take a car, and I get there early. I'm psychotic about being early. So I get there early. I said, I'm going to have a burrito. This is Chipotle downstairs at her building.
Oh.
Lives in a fancy-ass neighborhood, I'll have to say.
Williamsburg?
No, I can't say the neighborhood because she's got
okay.
a lot of men after her feet and whatnot.
That's right. Is she on the island?
She is on the island.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, Staten Island. Got it. But she does have nice feet.
I saw them today. They smelled real bad. It was a topic of conversation.
Oh, really? She got a couple of stinky hoofs?
I don't think always, but she had worked out, took a sock off, and I almost went out the window.
You a toe sucker?
I'm not a toe. I'm
not
not
either.
opposed to a toe suck,
No, thank you.
but not a workout toe. These guys that like sweat shit.
Yeah.
No.
Well, that's weird because in the OnlyFans ballpark, whatever that is, there's a lot of like, oh, I want the used panties. Those
Right.
sell for double than the fresh pant.
Yeah, panty. It depends on how used it is. Like
And,
if it's a half hour, but I don't know what time of day does the cake mix start.
It's a Krispy Kreme. I don't know. It's a glazed donut down there. But, it also depends. Is it Rosie O'Donnell's panties or is it Natalie Portman's?
Right, exactly.
It's a big diff in vag bugs.
Yeah, so it depends. Yeah, I don't know. I want a scent of a woman,
Sure.
but I don't want ooh ah. You know what I mean?
don't want to be blinded by the
No,
stench.
boy, that movie stinks. But
A little over the top.
it's very over the top. But
He drives a Ferrari and doesn't crash it.
yes, and he's like spinning. He's ripping around,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
it's very, very silly.
The Blind and the Furious.
What? Chris O'Donnell? He alive? Oh, he does TV, right?
Does he? Oh, I think
I
he's
think
on
he's a TV guy.
CSI or MSG or CBS, HPV,
MIA, CIA. Well, there's so many.
CIA. Oh yeah,
NASA.
yeah. Some you say the letter.
Yeah, that's an interesting
There's
thing.
NASA. Then there's USA, but then some people say US of A.
The old US of A. They think they say that.
Yeah, but then sometimes they use the of because when they need the O. Trying to think.
Oh, yes.
Now I can't think of one.
That's
But then
what's
there's
rare,
also-
but I'm sure it's in there.
There's BLM, and if you're dyslexic, you'd think that was MLB.
Oh, right.
You know, you got to see a guy with a baseball bat and it's a BLM. You're like, oh, maybe he's going to the game.
Interestingly, MLB, there's not as many bees
Yeah,
left.
yeah.
But I tried to do this joke 20 years ago. There are bees. They're just not the bees we're talking about.
Huh?
There's like Dominicans.
What is it,
but they're
wasp?
bee. Right?
That's not a black.
But they are black.
I guess they are black.
Like, I try to do this as a joke because I'm like, Dominican is not a color. There's no
Yeah.
Dominican crayon.
True.
I remember saying this to Colin Quinn like 20, I was like 5 years in. I was like, do you want that bit? I was like, it doesn't really fit in my act. I've
Yeah.
tried it. But you do stuff that it might fit into something. Looking back, he's like, what?
That's pretty bold.
Yeah, it was quite bold. I was like, you probably want this piece of material. Imagine a 5-year comic coming up to you. You've only met him twice. And he's like, why don't you take this piece of material?
Yeah. Hey, legend. Hey, guy who's huge on TV. Take this bit. I got an idea. You work with it.
But I tried it a few times, and people were like, I don't get it. And I was
like
like, it's because I'm like, they are black.
They're a B, but they're also a D. But they're a B from D-R.
But I think the point is we stopped saying African American. We started saying black. So
Yes.
there's no black people. But I'm like, well, what does that mean, black people? If
Right.
you say African American, yes, Pedro Martinez is not African American. He's Dominican American.
Yes. And then there's Haitian, which is also black.
Right.
And then there's Idris Elba, who's black, but from England.
Yes.
So he's a English American. No, African English?
Yeah.
English African.
And then I think there's a lot of black people that have nothing to do with Africa at all.
No, you got that right.
They're like, I'm just French, Canadian, and black.
Yeah.
Very tricky.
It is tricky. And then there's South African, which is a lot of whitey.
That's my wife.
Yeah, so she's African American. And then you'd think white is just white, but there's white people from all over.
Right.
So it would actually make more sense to go, oh, you're Scandinavian American,
Right. Good point.
than it would be to do it with black people, because black is just black.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's an Italian American, there's a...
Oh, yeah, we do
you know,
say that.
But then there's German American, there's English American, there's Irish American.
But you only say that now if you have the accent. You got to be from there. Like, you don't keep saying it. No one's like, oh, Joe List, the old Irish, Scottish, American comedian.
Yeah, but we do it with black because they came from Africa. It is strange. You know what it was? We just said black for so long, and I think we had to change it just so we didn't get yelled at.
But then
And
we
we-
brought it back to black because African American is out again.
I think it's kind of out. Well, you see a lot of black guys, like Morgan Freeman's like, enough with this shit, I'm black.
Right.
Which is very confusing because you want to go, hey, black folk, get it? You guys figure it out and then let us know.
Shoot us an email. But even that
Please.
doesn't work
Well, not with
because
the shooting.
there's Latinx that all these people are calling Latinx, but all Latinos are like, I don't want to be called Latinx.
I know, I hate it. What are you, X-Men? Latin X-Men? It sounds like a superhero. Latinx.
It sounds like a fabric to me. Spandex,
Oh, yeah.
lycra spandex, Latinx.
Yeah. Or it just sounds like, you know, my wife, my ex-wife. She was a Latinx. X marks the
wife.
spot. All right.
But I
Anywho.
went down there. I got to Chipotle. So the podcast is at 2 p.m. I got to be out at 2:45 to get here for 3:30.
That feels risky.
And this is way down. I don't want to give too many clues. We'll bleep it, but it's way downtown.
I see.
And so
Downtown. You can go where the feet are exposed and they are stinky. Karen.
So I go down there all the way down. I take a lift and I go, I'm getting there early because I want to eat a Chipotle. There's a Chipotle right outside of our building. You know, us with Chipotle.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'm gonna shove a burrito right my ass. I leave 9 hours early. I get there at 1:23 p.
That is early.
The podcast is at 2. So I go, here we go. Plenty of time for burrito. Starbucks right across the street. I'll do the burrito, do the bucks, do the pod. I'm off.
Not bad.
I get inside of Chipotle 1:23 p.m. I sit down with my burrito 1:38 p.m.
All that time went by, huh?
15 minutes. It was one of these ones, they're having a good time behind the counter.
Oh,
You know these guys?
It's a good time counter whore.
He's got the paper bag and he's opening it and he's doing like a whip
Yeah,
open, like a
yeah.
magic trick, and then he's like swinging it at all the other employees, and he's doing this thing.
Oh, hey, that was pretty good.
Yeah, I practice a lot. But he's like doing it with the bag, and he's got a spoon. He's like flipping that around. And the line is literally out the door.
What?
And then there's one other girl. She's a different kind. He at least is fun and entertaining and having a good time embracing his occupation.
Sure.
She's this lady.
Oh, the no urgency.
The slow scoop. I forget. A lot of people are just listening to the audio, but one scoop at a time, real slow, and then she'll leave the post. She's like, "Did you see the last episode of The Boogeyman? Okay, well, great. What'd you say? Rice? Oh, what?" And then she's talking while you're ordering.
Hate it.
You're like, "Give me some queso, please." And she goes, Yeah, I borrowed $5 from Susan the other day. What'd you say, queso? And you're like, motherfucker.
Get with it.
Doing it for everybody. So then I had to shove the burrito right up my ass. There's nothing worse than eating as fast as possible.
Hate the force feed.
And I hate the going from early to late.
Yes,
infuriating.
It goes quick, too. It can switch on a dime.
So I didn't get to get my tea, but I ran upstairs. Beautiful apartment. Great podcast. Check it out. And they want you next.
I'm down. But tell her to keep her fucking socks on, because I don't want to get a whiff of that toenail.
Well, it's just exciting going into a woman's room. Isn't that fun?
It is fun. You get to see, is that a brassiere over there? What is that, a tampon? Oh, it's used.
You want to just say, just show me 2 pairs of shoes, a pair of underwear, and a sex toy. Let me just look at them.
Yeah, it's fun. And then you look at the bed and you go, she's been railed there.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Pretty good.
Good times.
So anyways, then I left there, and I was like, I'll just get a car just to take the thing. And then I look out the window, not the window, I walk a distance, let's say, and I see the old World Trade Center over there, Ground Zero, and I go, wow, what a behemoth, what a beauty. I sit there, I say a couple prayers, you know what I mean?
To Allah.
Throw a couple quarters in there, whatever you do, and you pour one out for my homies.
A little offensive to the Jews.
And then I go, what do I do? A car? It's traffic. The 4-5 train's right there.
That's the move.
Jump on the 4-5 train, 4 train, whatever the fuck.
Grand Central.
4chan. 3 stops. 3 stops. I'm
Look
here.
at that. Express.
You go Brooklyn Bridge. You go Union Square, Grand Central. Here I am. I shoot upstairs. I got my tea, and I'm here at 3:27 and we're rocking and rolling.
Nothing better than making it all work, because this town, as we all know, will fuck you right in the pooper. You miss the car. You miss one train. You miss a step. The hobo pisses in your eye. It's hell.
Oh,
but you got it when you nail it. You got to appreciate it.
And it's a nice feeling, too. No kooks, because the train is just, you get 1 in 3. You're getting a kook.
Oh, yeah.
I had
1 in 3 train.
A lady with big pink hair the other day, punching the window, screaming, fuck your mother, the whole thing.
I had a kook incident today, and it really spiced me up.
Oh, tell me about it, sister.
So we're doing a shoot today for Sheath underwear.
Ooh.
They said, hey, go out to do a shoot. So I'm in my underwear, Times Square. It's hell.
Oh, boy.
But you do it quick, you get the shot, and you just got to put it out of your mind. You got to go to a happy place. It's like when your uncle's touching you, and you just got to step out, and people like walk by going, comedy, Tuesday, it's all pipes. I'm like, yeah, I'm in underwear. It's very vulnerable.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of this.
No, it's hell, but it's a beautiful day and whatever. And I just try to tell myself I'm part of the mayhem. There's Elmo over there, there's Snow White shooting up, and there's, Pikachu eating me out. So I do the bullshit, and then we go to basketball, and we go to West 4th Street courts.
Oh.
Trying to get some iconic New York locations.
Sure.
So we go to West 4th Street, and, there's the two-man, what do you call that, a full court, and then there's a little nub of a single court.
Yes, half court.
Half court, thank you. So the full court's used up by a bunch of young, fun Dominicans, maybe black.
A lot of them in jeans, by the way.
Love the jeans. Couple of sweaters out there.
Yeah.
One hobo, too, which is funny. This is the only city where they needed an extra. So they're like, hey, here's a nickel. Will you come in here, Reggie? So this guy's got like a fake leg, and he's pushing a wheelchair, but he's laying up. So I go, hey, let's pop into this single court real quick, and we'll knock out the shot. It'll be easy. We'll do a couple of dunks, and I'll do a 360 and hang on the bar.
Sure.
So then a homeless guy comes out of the woodwork, like Oscar the Grouch. He comes out of a can. He's got a banana peel on his head, and he goes, hey, this is my court. And I go, dude, we're just gonna shoot. I'm in my underwear. I'm like, dude, we're gonna shoot a couple rounds, get some shots of it with the camera, and we're out of here. And he goes, give me the ball. It's my court. And I gave a guy a ball when I was 7 years old, and he took it from me, and I'll never do it again. And I said, you're not getting this ball. He's like, give me the ball. I got the ball right here. I'm like, I'm not giving you the ball. And he goes, you want to play on this court? You got to give me that ball. I go, it's not your court. Now I'm fighting with a kook.
I love the idea, by the way, of this guy going, oh, okay, a couple shots. I'll just
I
be over here.
I know. I
me
just thought I could
just
reason with him.
Walk my hook hand over here, and I'll watch you shoot, and then I'll take over.
Yeah. So I'm just like, this guy looked like Magic Johnson if the AIDS caught on. He looks like hell. He's filthy. He's covered in shit. And Salacuse had a good line. He goes, because it got pretty heated. And he goes, if you fight a guy with shit, you both lose. Like, even if you win the fight, you lose. And I was like, all right. So now we leave, and I'm like, you happy now? No one gets to play on the court because it's your court. And he's like, yeah, you got that right. And I'm like, but you're in your underwear. I'm in panties. It's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, so no basketball
No basketball shot.
Now, was Salacuse shooting this? Because that could be fun.
Well, he had a still.
That's what I mean.
No, I guess he didn't.
Because
that would be
some
fun.
stills of you arguing with a homeless guy.
What the hell, Fatty Matt? You missed it, Sally.
Yeah, there could have been some good shot. I just picture you with your hand on the guy's head, and he's trying to scrape you.
I didn't want to touch that bird's nest. But
Yeah.
but I think Salacuse was kind of like, is something going to happen here? So he wasn't shooting.
I'd love to see Salacuse in a scrape, because he talks a game, but I've talked about this before. I feel like I could just kick that guy into the river.
Oh, easily, but the knife would come out.
Right, the knife and the spray. He's got all kinds of sprays.
He's like Batman. He's got a utility belt. He's got a batarang and a slingshot. But the thing about Salacuse is he's about 4'1", but he's wearing a Hawaiian shirt. He's got jeans. He looks like Super Mario out there, you know? And so there's something...
Diffusing?
Well, not diffusing, but there's something like... misconception. What's the word where you're like, something's up with this guy?
Mystifying, alarming,
Yeah.
alerting,
Something where you don't
disconcerting.
know. Disconcerting.
What the fuck does that mean? Disconcerting.
I don't know, but that's the right one.
I use it quite a bit.
Give it a goog.
I have no idea.
I think disconcerting means like
Not
concerning. I don't know why, but
Oh.
I think it means that.
Because, logically it would mean...
Causing one to feel unsettled.
Yes, he's
you nailed
disconcerting.
it. He's a Hawaiian shirt. He's bald. You can't tell if he's 71 or 49. You know, he's a little off put.
Yeah, and he's always kind of got one eye half cocked.
Exactly. He's got a canvas bag with him. Who knows what's in there? So
He's a fun guy. You go like
I
this.
love him.
You go, I saw this movie. Tell me about it. He hits you with "Tell me about
Yes.
it" or something like that. It's very fun.
he's a fun egg, and he had my back if anything went down with a hobo Joe. But luckily, we just left. But we didn't get the shot. But it just the guy goes, "It's my court, so we have to leave." That's it.
Yeah, that sucks.
And they all did it's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. We had 4 guys. We could have tuned him up, but
Yeah.
he was covered in feces.
Oh, night court, whatever.
Food court.
Well, anyway, so where you been? You were out and about somewhere. California. I think we spoke, and you were out in California.
California, La La Land, Tinseltown, Holly Weird.
Don't care for that one.
No, somebody was real proud of that one in 1981.
Yeah, it's not great. Everyone wants weird. Keep Austin weird.
Portland.
Holly weird.
I think Portland's Keep It Weird too,
Yeah.
which is like, oh, you're so weird that you have the same exact slogan as another town.
Yeah, it's not that weird to just
Nerd.
be like, if you're going for it.
Yeah,
I'm dyeing my hair. I got to keep it weird. The bumper sticker said so.
not weird. It's kind of like tattoos now. Back in the day, tattoos like, whoa, he's got a tattoo. But now now it's cool if you don't have one.
Yeah, we're
It went,
cool.
went the other way. It's kind of like what Carlin's bit about, like, he's like, the earring, it's over. You know, he's like, now the squares are wearing them, whatever.
Well, he had the bit about, it used to be, you got a tattoo, so you're one of the cool guys with a tattoo. Now you get a tattoo, so you're not one of the losers without a tattoo.
Aha.
Similar.
And then it just kept going with the tats. But rat-a-tat-tat. Hey, folks. Tuesday with Stories is brought to you by Displate. Oh, yeah. Let's be honest. Your band posters from college aren't going to cut it anymore. You're old now. You got to look good. You got to look classy. Take down that worn Styx poster and get a cool metal one instead. Hey, if you're going to put up metal, put up metal. Displates are high-quality metal prints that come in millions of cool designs. They're easy to hang and swap out anytime. With this magnet that comes with every displate you purchase. We love Displate. I got a couple of movie posters up. The metal looks good. It's got a nice shine. It just looks a little more high-end, a little more snazzy. You don't want a bunch of wrinkly posters that are catching the light. No good. Get yourself some metal, baby. Woo! No matter what you're into, there's a display for you. Check out the Rick and Morty collection, the Peaky Blinders, the Resident Evil Village, you name it. Click the link in my description to see some of my favorite displays and to get my special discount. Get 1 or 2 displays at 27% off and 34% off when you buy 3 or more. Discounts automatically applied to your cart. Use code Tuesdays when you visit displate.com to get the discount. Tuesdays. That's displate.com, Tuesdays, or click the link in our show notes. Give yourself or someone you love unique art with Displate. Thank you.
Hey folks, Tuesdays with Stories is brought to you by Liquid IV. Tailgating season is coming up, is it? After sweltering in the parking lot, chugging booze, and making friends with the weirdos in the spot next to you, you're going to need to refuel. You fuel, you defuel, you refuel. Liquid IV has you covered. In just one stick, you get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. You heard it here first. This stuff is better than water. It even has 3 times the electrolytes of traditional sports drinks and comes in 12 delicious flavors like sea berry, strawberry, lemonade, and pina colada to keep your hydration routine excited, folks. These guys send us stuff all the time. I give them out like Santa Claus. I got Jason Canner addicted to it. I got my neighbors drinking it. I got my uncles drinking it. I got my cousins, my nephews, my grandkids. Everyone's drinking it. This stuff is the best stuff on earth. I've never felt so thirst quenched. Liquid IV has 5 essential vitamins you need to feel your best. B3, B5, B6, B12, and be a good person and get yourself some Liquid IV. Grab your Liquid IV in bulk nationwide at Costco, or you can get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com. Use code Tuesdays at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code Tuesdays at liquidiv.com.
Hey, folks. Tuesdays with Stories is brought to you by Aura Frames. Oh yeah, this Mother's Day, give Mom the gift of seeing her shining face every single day without having to talk to her. Aura frames are digital photo frames that let you display your own personal slideshow Bob. Upload images using the free app and Wi-Fi. You can even preload the frame with personalized messages or embarrassing photos of your siblings for that extra special something. I love these. I'm gonna get one for my mom, my lady, maybe my cat. Cause you get all these great photos out there. We take pictures of every Tom, Dick, and Harry under the sun. It's a lot of photos. You can't just get one frame for every single one. Why not put a bunch of pics on one frame? Aha. Maybe I said that wrong. The interactive touch bar allows you to like photos, send congratulations, and change the images anytime. Wow. They really stepped it up here at Aura. The gifts you make mean the most. This year, turn your family's past into the perfect Mother's Day present with a connected frame from Aura. Named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter, the strategist, and featured in hundreds of gift guides. Aura frames are guaranteed to make mom and grandma smile. Right now, Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. Listeners can visit auraframes.com to get up to $30 off of their best-selling Carver frames. That's AURA frames.com. Plus, listeners, we can get free shipping with code Tuesdays at checkout. This deal ends on May 14th, so don't wait. Terms and conditions may apply. Get an Aura. So go out to L.A., Go out there on Wednesday. I got a Thursday, Friday, Saturday gig in Oxnard, California. Not bragging. It's a suburb, about an hour and change outside of the city. And so I fly into L.A. on Wednesday, land in the morning. I'm all wonky. I get a rental car. 2-hour wait to get a rental. And I go, what the hell's going on? It's budget. Here's another one. You know when you get to the LAX, you get out of the fucking airport finally, and it says rental car bus. So I'm going budget. And it goes Hertz, Avis, Sixt, or whatever the hell that one is.
Yeah, I've had that.
Yeah, and I'm just like, where's the budget? Where's the budget? You know, Enterprise. So eventually I wait like 20 minutes and I go up to the Hertz guy and I go, hey, man, this is brutal. Where's the budget? He goes, it's coming, it's coming. Wait another 10 minutes. Then I go up to the Enterprise bus and I go, are you going towards budget? Because I'll just get out. And he goes, all right, get in. So now I have to finagle with another bus to get to the other one.
It's horrible. LAX is a fucking nightmare. And my hats are off. Every hat I've ever had has been taken off for these comics that are working on the road from LA.
Woo!
You're behind the clock. It's a shit airport. And my father's gay.
You got that right. And he gives good head. But so I finally get off the Enterprise bus. I got to shimmy my fat ass over to budget. And then I think, hey, well, if I had to finagle a bus ride, there's probably going to be no one here because I made it here finagling.
Mm-hmm.
So I get there, line around the block, and I go, what is going on? And I notice a lot of white guys with dreadlocks, a lot of large backpacks, a lot of flip-flops, a lot of shorts.
Coachella?
Nailed it.
Yeah.
There it is. Put me in, Coachella. I'm ready to gay. So I'm waiting. Everybody's getting their fucking mystery machine or whatever the hell they're getting, their drug mobiles and whatnot. So finally, I get up to the counter. Finally, when you get to that counter, it's the best day of your life.
I know, but isn't it nerve-wracking? There's nothing more nerve-wracking to me. I have PTSD from not having a credit card for so long.
Oh, dude, I know.
I've had so many car things where you're just like, so I don't... What do I do? And then like that moment where they're like, you can't get a car.
Yes.
And you stand there like 2 extra beats.
Yes.
And then they're like, you have to leave now.
Right. And you waited.
It makes me sick to my stomach, that feeling.
That's why you get those Karens. Those Karens are like, I need a car now. 'Cause, you get that in you, but we're not Karens, so we don't have that. But I get it.
I heard a story about Brian Regan, who's one of the great Hall of Famer, first ballot Hall of Famer.
Killer.
And everyone talks, I think Burr pointed out, or maybe it was Seinfeld, someone pointed out, like he seems like a fun, silly guy, but like all of these bits come from a place of rage.
Yes.
And I have a friend that opened for him, and he said Regan walked into a packed rental car place one time and just yelled from the door, I am unhappy.
Oh,
and the whole fucking thing turned. So you got a glimpse into the origin of those bits, because the bit will be like, you ever rent a car and it's fucking
yeah.
But in the moment, he's like, I'm unhappy.
Wow.
So rental cars will fuck up a person.
Oh, they really will. That triggers me too, because my dad is like that. He does the I'm unhappy or my son is hungry at the restaurant when the food takes. I'm like, we're good. Don't pay any attention to us. He stands up. He throws the napkin down. Oh, it's brutal. So, get to the rental car, get up to the counter, nice Asian lady, and I already got I pull the credit card and the ID out like a fan. I'm like, and I'm just like, let's get this moving, because I'm going to do. There it
fucking
goes.
tits!
Every
That
show.
scared the shit out of my
That's
ass.
the fall once.
Boy, that's an animated GIF or whatever they call it.
We got to get a camera just on that.
There's a calendar, but the walls are very uneven, so it falls. I'm just letting the audience know what it is.
Sure.
The calendar fell, and it's the wall's fault.
It's another brick in the wall. Walmart.
Yeah, the walls are real wacky here. It's impossible to hang something.
Look at that shit.
There you go.
Well, that's a Shelbo job right there.
Hang
Sure
10.
is.
All right. We got to get Shelby to hang this calendar. Yeah. But either way, get the rental car. Get up to the Asian lady. She goes, hello, for $15 more, you can get a Tesla.
Oh.
And I said, whoa.
Konnichiwa.
Yeah. Sayonara, I say. So I go, let's do it. So she goes, all right, get the Tesla. And then why are we quicker than everyone else? I look around, I'm done.
I just said this on stage all weekend, and it bombed every time. But the same thing. I'm like, every time I'm up, it takes me 3 seconds. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Same with the bag coming down. 2 seconds at the airport.
I was at a Starbucks the other day. The lady was leaning on the counter like this.
What is the
ordering?
lean?
And she's like picking stuff up. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here?
Come on, Eileen. But so I get the Tesla. She goes, do you need us to show you how to use it? Have you ever driven one? I go, I've never driven one, but I'll figure it out.
Oh,
Big
boy.
mistake.
Yeah.
So I go, all right. She hands me the key. The key is just a square. It looks like a big credit card. This is the future. So I go, oh, what the hell is this? So first of all, it takes me about 11 hours to get in the fucking thing. I'm like swiping. I'm rubbing the square on the hood and the roof. I don't know how to open the car. Turns out you got to put a thumb in and then hook it and tweak it and twerk it, and you get the door open.
Okay.
So then now you're in the car. There's a big old screen. There's wood paneling. The leather white seats. I mean, it's sexy.
I gotta tell you, I rode in one. I didn't know how to do that.
Exactly,
I couldn't figure out how to get in or sit.
Right. So I'm in there, and now people are like waiting for me to get out of a slot, and I'm like, I got the card. I'm putting it on the windshield. I don't know what to do because there's no ignition. And I have a 73 shit box, so I'm used to just ramping that thing. With an old car, you got to kick it and throw. This car, you got to like find the clit. I'm looking all over. So I'm like rubbing stuff. Finally, the TV comes on, the screen, and it tells you where to put the credit card. You have to put it on the console.
Oh, okay.
So that is a Bluetooth situation. The car starts right up. Hello, welcome to Tesla. I'm Elon Musk. I'm South African. So finally, I get that thing going. I find the gear shift. This all takes forever. I get out of there. Now tell me where you're at with this. Every rental car, I go, I want to listen to my podcast, but I want to listen to it through the speakers.
Yes.
So I go, let me put the Bluetooth in. Searching, pairing,
Yes.
Never once is it caught.
It's always Philip's iPhone.
Yes!
And I'm like, I hope Philip dies.
I hate Philip.
I can't get rid of Philip. I can't get rid of Betty Sue. I have the same problem, and then I'll try to plug it in, but the thing keeps like coming unplugged, or it plugs and unplugs and plays the wrong song. It's a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
What you're experiencing, I've had without the Tesla, I wouldn't be able to take it because every
Right.
Chevy Cavalier or Honda Fit I've ever gotten in, it takes me 3 days to get out of there.
Yes.
Because the mirror is different, the windshield wipers on the other
Right.
side, and the blinker's up my ass, and the radio's on.
Yeah. So, but here's the clinker. I click in right away. Paired. iPhone synced. It worked. So I was like, maybe this guy's
Wow.
onto something. This Musk has figured it out.
Yeah. Must have got lost.
Yeah. So he couldn't figure out Twitter. But whatever. I get out of there. I go straight to the Adam Carolla show. We have a blast. I do that one. Plug the show. Plug the gays. Then I go right to Hotel Ziggy. Now, Hotel Ziggy is right across the street from the Comedy Store.
Oh, that's where I think Bob Kelly stayed. Or no, I stayed there and Ari stayed there.
It's got a pool, fun pool, right on Sunset.
I think I stayed at Ziggy. Is it kind of rock and roll?
Yes,
You walk in?
yes.
It's directly across the street.
Directly
I stayed
across,
at the Zig.
Albums and records.
Yeah, coffee shop bar.
That's
And
it.
there's a show in there.
That's what I was getting there.
Yeah. I stayed there.
So I go up, I take a little cat nap, I jerk it, jizz right on the drapes, and then I shower, go back down. There's a Don't Tell show
In that place?
in that lobby.
Oh, because the show I was at, the show that was there when I was there, it was like a stink fest, I think.
Oh, really?
Well, I'm saying that because they didn't know who I was. So I was like, hey, you probably suck.
Well, I walked down, and this guy, Chris Turner, was like, hey, what are you doing here? I'm like, I'm staying upstairs. He's like, you booked a hotel for the show? And I'm like, I'm not even on the show. I didn't know this was happening. Don't try to act like I came here for this show, but whatever. So he goes, there's a show in there. And I go, I'd love to do it. I got to do the Comedy Store real quick, and then I'll come back, and then I got the Improv. So I had the
Beautiful.
funnest night. So I do the Comedy Store. The Sklar brothers have a killer show in the Belly Room.
I love those guys.
Great guys, funny guys. It's Laura Peak and Dan Van Kirk and all these fun cats, Jeremiah. And we all hang out. We do the show. Great show. It's you do your bits, and then they come up and give you a bunch of tags.
Oh, that's fun.
And it's fun. You get the tags.
Yeah.
And it's tags from funny guys, so it really worked out. But it's fun doing the store when you don't live here because everybody's like, hey, Fahim, what's up, man? Hey, Theo, what's up, man? You get that fun, I'm back.
Yes.
You get the hellos.
I love L.A. I'll be there June 7th at the Improv.
Oh, the gays come out in droves.
I know. Last year, I did 2 shows at the Improv. It was the best night of my whole year. It was the best. I shot a special. It went better at the Improv with all the gays.
I love that Improv, by the way.
It's the best.
The store is legendary, but the Improv.
And Rita's so nice.
Love Rita. Good egg.
The green row, it's perfect.
It's perfect. So, and it's just one of these fun LA nights where you kind of just flourish for a night and then you get out.
I absolutely love being in L.A.
Yeah. The weather's perfect. Do the Belly Room. All the gay, I get on there, I got to pop, all piped. It's all piped. That's lunch, the whole thing. Get out of there. High five everybody. Jump in a car. Go to the Improv. Improv is sold out. They are just waiting for us. And I go in. I bang it out 20 minutes. I eat some tacos. I get a text from Chris Millhouse. He's like, you're needed at the store in the main room, but don't worry, Leslie Jones is on. You've got time.
Ah.
So I have about 9 cocktails. I take a shit. I kick my feet up. I get laid. I do my nails, do my taxes, go to the store, hang out in that green room. Leslie Jones is wrapping up. Fahim goes on, murders. So funny.
Yeah, he's the best.
Laura Peek goes on. She kills it. And then I went on, and I got to close it out. And just being in that main room, you feel like Pryor.
I've never performed in the main room. That's the one room I haven't done. I love that club. And for the folks at home, these 3 rooms are within like 6 minutes of each other.
Yes.
It's crazy how close the Improv and Store are.
And the Laugh Factory.
It's all just...
It's all pipes. So great time. And then I just kick back. I'm like, hey, I got 4 sets in L.A. Most people don't get that in a month here. Kicked the feet up. Got drunk with a couple of comics in the back. Got passed at the store.
Really?
That
you get
was
the
fun.
name?
I got the name.
What?
You don't get to write it.
That's a thrill.
That's a thrill.
Well, I think
Very
it's all
exciting.
the same handwriting.
It is. It's some
That's
queef
better.
out in Long Beach who comes in every 2 years and does it. But,
So when do they do it?
July.
Do you fly out? Is it like your hands in the cement thing?
No, I don't think so. I think they write it. They send you a snapshot, and you like it.
The names of the store make me think of like a cemetery. Like, do we run out of space at some point?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
isn't it eventually like...
There's a finite amount of wall.
Yes. And then comedy keeps going forever.
Yeah.
Same with casket, whatever you call it, graveyards.
Yeah,
Eventually, you'll be like, we are out of space.
that's true.
I think
You
more
gotta-
people get cremated,
You
I
gotta go
guess.
cream. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cream spinach.
I love cream. That's exciting. That is an accomplishment.
Very exciting, and it just feels good because it's the sister club. I feel like there's the cellar and then the store in L.A.
Yeah, and to have your name, it stays there forever. They don't take them off. That's their policy.
Is that right?
I remember hearing that once.
I think
but a couple people
Cosby's still up.
Is it?
I believe it is.
Yeah, I think they leave them up there, and that's that. And what a thrill
Very
to find
thrilling.
your name.
And Emily, she runs the joint. She took me off into a dark area, and I was like, "Uh-oh." She's like, "Hey, I want to tell you, we're gonna pass you." And I was like, "Ah!" And you feel like a kid again. You feel like that old, like I got in.
That's so exciting. It's not easy because
No.
I remember being there when Adam was there, and I was running my late night set.
Adam Egget.
Adam Egget, who now books Rogan, I think.
That's right, Rogan's Club.
And I was running my Tonight Show or whatever the fuck it was, Conan or I can't even remember. Isn't that a fun feeling?
Conan or Corden.
Corden. Isn't that fun? We reached the point where you're like this. Which late night did I do?
I know, and they're all going away too, which is also weird.
It's very exciting. But I remember him being like, hey, listen, dude. He's like, I know everyone wants to get past. I can't pass you. No one's getting past. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't care, which is a nice feeling. To
It
be
is
like,
nice.
I'm just trying to do my 5-minute set. I want to get out of
Yeah.
here. I'm terrified of everybody here.
Right, I don't live here.
But I remember like it's so exclusive. That was like the introduction. It's like, don't even try. We're not looking for anybody.
What's the hubbub? Like, hey, you don't live there. They could have passed you. You're not going to be there for another year and a half anyway. Like,
Well, I think they want it to be exclusive because
Okay.
some clubs are very exclusive and then they kind of open up the floodgates and it's not as exciting.
yeah, there's a couple here doing that.
Well, I didn't say nothing about anything.
Yeah, Chuck got past at the cellar last week, but thank you. So, smelled like Feehan's feet.
Feehan.
All right, so
Like a disease. Feehan.
so we get out of there, and I wake up the next morning in the Hotel Ziggy, hightail it out to Oxnard in the Tesla. Now, fun little caveat I forgot to mention. What's a caveat?
I think that's a raw fish.
Ah, okay. I think I had that last night. Still not sitting right, but
Feehan.
so I got a Fiat, but I go up in the Tesla, and the Asian lady goes, all you got to do, you don't have to put gas in it, it's a Tesla, but you got to return it with 70% battery. And I go, 70%? That's nothing. Well, fuck me. You can't find these chargers. You'd think they're out on the street, like in the sidewalk and whatnot, like a parking meter. Oh, no. These things are up under garages or in a guy's driveway. I'm in a guy's driveway trying to zip up.
Well, some chargers, your producer gets them and gives them to you, and then they don't work. They just shit the bed immediately as you even come anywhere near your phone.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but yeah, I've heard that. But yeah, I almost got shot. I rang a guy's doorbell. He was an 84-year-old man. He tried to shoot me. But so got out of there. But returning the car, first of all, the weekend was great. Oxnard, Improv, great club, a lot of gays, sold some merch, took photos, got drunk. Saturday night, we go, let's go out. We're going out. So me and Doug Key, who's opening for me, We go, let's find a bar. They all close at like fucking 2 a.m. in L.A. It's a sleepy suburb. It's very Latino out there.
Oh, yeah.
So we find one bar called the Thirsty Ox.
Wow.
Like Oxnard.
I like
We
that.
get there. We're the only white guys there. It's a full-on cholo. I felt like Pee Wee Herman in Tequila. Some guy handed me boots. I went on the bar. They were throwing bottles at me. How about this? I'm sitting at the bar doing shots. It's, 4 in the morning. A guy comes up and he goes, I don't want to bother you. Everybody in there is a Crip or a Blood or whatever. And I'm like, oh, shit. He's got the flannel buttoned up to here. He's got the sunglasses on the back of the head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hardcore, Dickies on with the socks. And I go, hello, sir. I love Ricky Martin and whatever.
Sublime.
And, yeah. And he goes, I saw your show on Thursday. And I go, oh, okay, great. And he goes, you got a bit that someone else does.
Uh-oh.
And I was like, oh, really? And at first I'm like, well, this guy didn't know what he's talking about. What the hell is he talking about? So he goes, somebody's got this bit. And I go, oh, really? And I go, who? And he goes, here. And he shows me the bit. Word for word, a bit from 10 years ago that I was doing in my act that this guy had on YouTube 10 years ago. I'd never seen the special. I'd never heard of it.
Oh, jeez.
This guy saved my life. It's in the Netflix. I called Jason Katz. I was like, get this joke out of there. It's exactly the same as someone else's.
Oh, my God. Who was the other guy?
I'll tell you off. It's too dicey to
Tell
tell
me
you.
off.
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, jeez.
I'll tell you off,
I thought
too.
you were going to fucking scream at me. I was like, oh, all
I
right.
got a bone to pick.
Oh, God. That's brutal.
Some random essay out in Oxnard was like, hey, Holmes, you doing another guy's bit there, essay.
Oh, my God.
I know, Sherlock Holmes. So I go, thank you, buddy. Let me buy you a quesadilla and a torta. And I went home and danced the happy dance.
Now, is the special 10 minutes shorter, or can you plug something in, or?
It's about like a 30-second bit.
Oh, okay.
But it's a one-liner.
Oh, thank Christ.
But, geez, I mean, this would have been a Reddit explosion because it was word for word, which just goes to show you can do parallel.
Of course. We were just talking about this weekend. Most bits are parallel. Most people aren't
Right.
like this. I'm going to do that guy's bit
Of
unapologetically
course.
and not even worry about it.
That's very rare.
Yeah.
It happens, but it's rare.
Yes. And usually the people that are doing that are open mic idiots
Yeah.
in fucking, Green Bay, Wisconsin or something at the bar.
Go Packers.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank God this rando just told me that. And I even was kind of like aloof with him. I was like, yeah, whatever, man. All right. And then he showed me the bit. I was like, wow. So this guy was sitting on that since Thursday. Saw me on Saturday.
That's wild. Also that he had that bit
Yes.
right in his head.
Exactly. So thank you, sir. Thank you, Ricardo or Pablo or Lowrider, whatever it is. R.I.P. Chewy, whatever's going on there.
I'm glad he had the video because sometimes I had somebody fucking ruin my life years ago because he was like, Tom Segura does that same bit word for word. And you might remember it. I remember calling everybody. I called everybody I've ever met in my life. I was like, I've never met Segura. I've never seen Segura. And he's like, I saw him do it. Right? He was like a waiter at the Improv in Orlando.
Okay, well, that's a reliable source.
I emailed everybody, called everybody, and said, hey, I've never seen this guy. Do you know this bit? And not one person came back and said, yeah, that's his bit. So this guy, I don't know if he had seen me do the bit or what.
I hate that shit.
You get bad info every once in a while. So I'm glad this guy had the...
He had that video because I would have done that to him. I'd be like, yeah, whatever, man. The special's wrapped. It's in the can. Blow me. But he was right, and he showed me the video, and boy, am I glad he did.
Wow.
So that was a lifesaver. And
Shout out.
Yes. Wish I knew the guy's name. It's in my DM somewhere because he DM'd me.
Felipe.
I thanked him. But Philip, he had the fucking Bluetooth synced up. But yeah, so left there Sunday, hungover, flew back to NYC, and the rest is history. So thank you, LA. Thank you, California.
Welcome back. That's exciting. Well, I just got back from a whirlwind.
Ooh.
The biggest, most exciting weekend of the year for me, Patriots Day up in Boston. It's hard because every year it's the same story. You can go back through 9 episodes of Tuesdays with Stories of me going, I cried, I went there, the marathon. It's, I saw my father.
Pressure cooker.
He's gay, whatever.
Crockpot.
Were we on the air? Did we have a podcast then? I think the podcast came out a few months after that.
Is that right?
Yeah, I did You Know What, Dude, right after. That would have been
go.
a classic Tuesdays.
I know. Damn it.
It was a good You Know What, Dude.
Okay.
So
Check that out.
So this is the 10-year anniversary of the Big Bomb.
I've had a few of those.
Yeah, my set at the whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares?
Chuckle dick.
Jesus, I just fell off the thing.
These chairs are a little rickety.
You ever had that when you fell asleep in school and your elbow would slide off and you do the?
I get that on flights.
Yeah, it's
Then
brutal.
you elbow the lady in the clam.
I wish you were doing Moon Tower.
Oh yeah.
Not that excited about it.
You got any grasping at straws? Anybody you hanging on to?
Well, a couple people: Bobby Kelly,
Okay.
Ian Lara,
All
Mike
right.
Vecchione,
Oh, you're
Sarah,
set.
Justin Silver, Big J, Christy.
Oh, you're in.
Yeah, there's some good ones.
Okay, you got a decent crew there.
Yeah, good crew, some
of fatty.
Snickers. But any jizz. So the big weekend, as you know, it's Patriots Day is Monday. It's Red Sox game at 11, marathon. My friend Bart flies in from Chicago. Canner comes up. It's Sarah's birthday, which I feel terrible.
She's on the back burner.
Well, her birthday has landed on this day. I can't wait till next year when it goes back to normal.
Yeah.
Where it's like her birthday's on the Tuesday. I rush back and go, happy birthday, you big twat.
Yes.
But when it's that, it's like, all right, well, for your birthday, we're going to the Red Sox game and the marathon, and guess what? It's cold and rainy, so you're going to have a great time.
Yeah, and no pouting, bitch.
Yeah, it wasn't, so it's not ideal. But my agent, Tommy Pooch, the Poochiani,
I love the pooch.
gotta love the Pooch.
Screwed the pooch.
I don't know how. I'd love to screw him. He's a beautiful man.
Cute little Semite.
By the way, he came and he brought his parents to the show, and it was very sweet. But
He's the real deal.
he's the best. So he's a Tuesday from way back. by the
Hey,
way.
Poochie.
So he knows I go to Patriots Day every Monday. So he goes, I'm going to book you Boston on the Saturday. And a while back, this is the day I did Rogan with Louie, which is 7 months ago. It was straight after the bachelor party.
Oh, wow.
From the bachelor
That's
party
right.
there.
That's right.
On that flight, I was on 30 minutes sleep. We had just fucked each other in the ass for your wedding.
You got that right.
And I got back smelling like stripper and you know,
Cocaine.
fat lady sweat, coke everywhere.
Thai food.
And I got the email. I got the call from my manager and agent. Anytime they call together, you're like, something big's happening.
Yeah, good or bad.
Yes, exactly. And they said, hey, here's your first theater date. Let's get excited. We ended up doing Chicago before this one, but this one was booked first. But he said, I know you like to do the Boston Marathon. So that's Saturday. We're doing the Wilbur. Of course, it's sold out.
Wilbur!
Very exciting.
I forgot.
Wilbur.
Sold out, Fetty.
So I drive up Friday to go see the Lunatics, you know, put some time in with the family.
Yes.
Because the Saturday, you're like, I can't deal with family.
No. You got to get it out the day before.
You got your manager, you got your agent, you got your wife, you got Canner, you got Bart, you got my ex-girlfriend and her friends are coming.
You got all the old comics.
Yes, exactly. All the Boston comics. So I tell the family, hey, I can't deal with you. So I hang out with them Friday, nice time, you know, whatever, let's pretend. Then Saturday, I wake up early, I drive into the city, and it's so exciting when I love my family, of course, but it's that feeling of like, it took me back to 2000.
Uh-huh.
When I was 18, you break away from that family, you're in the
best.
city.
Yes. You're free. The chains are off. You're out of Shawshank.
It feels so good when I'm staying at the Moxie Hotel, which wasn't there when I was a youngster.
I know the Mox.
And across from the W, where I stayed when I did the half hour.
That's right.
And neither one of those buildings were there. And it's across the street from the Comedy Vault, where I was doing comedy
yeah.
as an 18-year-old. It's across the street from Nick's, where I would go when I was 19 and 20.
That's a rough room.
So it makes you reflective, you know?
Yeah, and you see a little line out like comedy tonight, and you're like, I did all that, and now I'm here.
Exactly. And it's sold out, which is exciting. It's the Saturday, so I check into the hotel, and I just put my bags down, and Sarah's taking the train up, because she couldn't come up Friday, doesn't matter. She was taking the train up, so I'm like, I got 2 hours. So I walk down to the finish line. I take the corner. I see the finish line. I just start crying. I'm so emotional. I'm so connected to New England and the event and the bomb, and we're back.
Yes.
And you know what makes me so emotional about the marathon is I love a person that says, I'm doing this. And
Right.
all the people go, okay, you fucking whack job. Sure you are.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then they do it.
They do it, and they shit themselves, and they make it to the end.
And it's so exciting. It's such a great feeling. It really brings me back. It makes me feel a part of something. To be
Yes.
grateful that I grew up here and I went there when I was 8 and I'm back when I'm 41 or whatever.
It's nice to be a part
And then you start thinking about
of something.
the marathon. It's similar to comedy. You start looking, you're like, I remember being 18 years old, no Google Maps, just figuring out how to get to the
Yes.
city, driving, finding Chops Lounge. in the yellow pages.
Yes.
And walking by there and seeing open mic Wednesday and be like, I'm going in there. And I called the restaurant. I was like, you have an open mic? And it's a Chinese restaurant. They're like, well, go show up Wednesday, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And I go, okay. And you find it and you say, hi, you got 18 and pimples. And your teeth are all jacked up. And you don't have herpes yet, but you know it's coming.
You got that right.
And you say, hey, can I be a comedian, please?
Yes.
And they go, you want to go next? And you go, oh, okay.
Right.
And you go from that to the Wilbur's sold out.
Insane.
And it's so exciting.
So many steps, so many hours, so many nights, so many failures, so many wins.
And then you realize I drive back to Whitman after the next day. It's like 40 minutes. And you're like, I would do this every night.
Every night.
I remember Dan Bulger came to my parents' house and he's like, you did that every night. And I'm like, every night.
That's wild.
And then I would drive Lamont Price home, which was 20 minutes the other way. But you didn't care because you're a kid.
And you were happy to do it. Time was meaningless.
And as a comic, you're like, I'm hanging out with a comedian. I'll drive him anywhere.
Yes, and you're probably hammered.
Yeah, good point.
All right, well, that's fun, too.
That was pretty fun. A lot of drunk driving.
Oh, yeah.
Telling those stories in the backyard. I look over, my nephew's 15. He's like, woohoo. And you have to be like this. Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, don't do it there, fatty.
But, or at least be careful.
Sure.
So I go there, I walk around. It's a beautiful day. By the way, Friday was like 89 and sunny. 89. Saturday, 70 and sunny. And then you're checking the forecast. Monday, we're going to the Red Sox game, marathon. You're outside all day. High of 56, pouring rain.
It'll do it.
It always goes that way. But I enjoy the day. I walk all around. I go meet Sarah at the train station. So let me just throw this cunt hole of a move at you.
Oh, God, I'm nervous.
So my friend Bart, you never met Bart, but he's a great guy. He's cool in the gang, just the best. And he comes every year. So we have this tradition for
So does my wife.
10 years now, once a year, or I guess 11 years now, whatever it is. He's flying from Chicago. I'll tell this as quick as I can. Flying from Chicago to Providence. Canner's driving over with his girlfriend. His girlfriend's from Rhode Island. So they stay in Rhode Island. They're going to pick Bart up in Providence, drive to Boston. The three of them are sharing a hotel in Quincy, Massachusetts.
Okay.
Which is cheaper because it's Boston Marathon weekend. Everything's outrageously expensive.
Yeah.
So they're driving up. Get the call from Cantor. Bart's in the air. His flight was delayed 3 hours. He's missing his connection to Rhode Island. So now we're just going to drive up, and Bart's going to have to figure it out.
Bart's out.
This is the day of the show, by the way. So you're kind of like, I love Bart, but he's got to figure it out. I have a show, 1,000 people.
That's on him. Sorry, Barty.
So then I get the text, hey, can Bart shower in your hotel? He's going to get there around 6. He rerouted to Boston. He lands at 5:30. He'll take a cab, throw his stuff in your room, shower, and then come to the show. And
That's
I say,
not bad.
no problem, because I'm going
right.
to go to the theater at 6 o'clock.
Okay.
I won't even see him. So I get to the hotel room. It's teen. It's one of those you've been there, the Moxie, maybe?
Yes. Very trendy.
Very trendy. It's like it's the size of this studio. It's tiny. So then I'm out walking, having the day of my life. Spring has sprung. I'm reflecting. I'm taking everything in. I get the text from Cantor. Hey, Bart got on the early flight. He's going to pop over to your hotel at 4. And I write back, no, he isn't. Because Sarah's train gets in at 3. We're going to get to the hotel at 3:30. I got to fuck her a couple times.
Sure.
We both have to shower. The room's the size of my asshole.
Yes.
I'm like, Bart's 6'7". I can't have this big son of an onion watching us like he usually does.
Yeah.
So I go, that's no good. And he goes, well, maybe he could shower. Maybe he can put his bet. And I go, you know what? I'm just going to get him a hotel. I don't care. I don't care what it is, whatever the fuck, because I can't have him showing up at 4 p.m. And sometimes you got to throw a little money around to solve problems.
Throw money at it.
Throw some money at it. So I go to Hotels.com, and now it's last minute, so the prices come down again.
Okay.
They're all $1,000, but if they don't sell them, they're like, well, drop it down to $379.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's a chunk.
That is a chunk, but what a badass move. You're like Rockefeller.
Well, you make good money for a sold-out theater show.
Sure.
So I go, and I can't have him in my room, but also the other thing is he bartends. He was up, Bart tends. So he was up till 5 a.m. He's on no sleep. And he's flying across the country to hang out. And I'm like, that sucks. And he'll have his suitcase, but I can't have him come over for a minute. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
Just get him a room. So I go in there. I go to Hotels.com. It's $379, which is steep. But I go, whatever. Who cares? Don't worry about it. Book him the hotel. As it's, you know how, like, you ever use Hotels.com? There's like a blue bar.
Oh, God.
And it loads. As it's loading, it's like loading. And as it's loading, it's only like 2% loaded. I go, shit, I booked it under my name. Go back. So I go back, and it goes, hey, no problem. We're back.
Okay.
I go, great. Turn it up. Bart King. Boom. Loaded. Sold. You've got the room. You're booked.
Okay, that's a good feeling.
Then I go to my email. I got 8 emails going, tonight's stay, welcome to the stay. And I go, why is there so many emails? I look. The first one went through.
Ah!
So I got 2 reservations, one under Joe List and one under Bart King.
Bart.
So I'm like, how does it go through if the Blue Bar didn't? So the Blue Bar is bullshit.
Yeah, Blue Bar is bull.
The Blue Bar Bowl, it sucks. Because
BBB.
I went back. I hit the back button.
Back when they always say, don't hit the back button.
Exactly.
But it doesn't matter,
It don't
apparently.
matter. So then I get on the phone. So now
I hate technology.
my,
Bluetooth.
my day went
Blue
from
Bar.
reflecting and the open mic, and boy, I've come so far. And my dad probably likes me. He doesn't know how to show it. It doesn't matter.
This is why you can't buy things.
All of a sudden, I go, what the fuck? So I look, and now I've spent $379 times 2, which is, I know you can't do that math, but it's got to be
9,000
$790 or something like that.
easily.
So I go, no big deal. I call the hotel. This takes about a half hour. The guy's like, it's at first it's like press 2 for 1,
Of
press
course,
1 for
of
2,
course.
press 6, 8 for your mother's. I finally get through to a guy, and he's like, oh, how I help you, or whatever. And I'm like, hey, I gotta get my money back. And he goes, okay, I help you, blah blah blah.
Okay.
This is 12 minutes. He goes, oh, you booked through a third party. You got to call Expedia.
So they get you the third party.
So
I hate a party.
Ralph Nader.
Yeah.
So I hang up. I call hotels.com, and they go, yeah, you can cancel, but you bought non-refundable tickets. I'm like, Costanza.
Tickets. It's a hotel room.
Well, whatever.
Okay.
Non-refundable. So now I'm fucked.
Now you're on the marquee of the Wilbur, Marquee Norman, and you're like, hey, that's me, and my life is ruined.
So that, by the way, my own hotel, that's not included. It's just a discount. And the discount is $500.
Jesus. That's
So
not a good
I'm
discount.
$1,400 into hotels now.
Yeah, what the fuck? You could have gone to hotels.com, got your own for $379.
It's brutal. So I text Canner and I go, can you get the money back on your hotel? And he goes, no. And I go, well, if you want, you can stay at a better hotel downtown. And he's like shooting guns in the air.
Your fuck up is his fortune.
Exactly. So now he got the Faneuil Hall $400 hotel for $140 at his shithole in Quincy. So he's having the time of his life. So I spent $9,000 on hotels.
God, that's hell.
They're having the time of their lives. But, whatever the fuck.
Blue Bar, Bluetooth, blue balls. It's all shit.
The Blue Bar sucks. So I get everybody a hotel, yada, yada. We do the show. Mike Whitman hosting, who I started with 75 years ago. Such a great hang. We're in the green room. We're all telling comedy stories.
You tell the Brad Williams?
I opened with the Brad Williams.
Yeah, I told it today at lunch.
Oh, it's a fun story. I'm telling everybody. And
Can I just say this about the Blue Bar and I'll leave it alone?
Talk all day.
Here's what bums me out about the Blue Bar. If you had accidentally pushed back and you wanted to get that hotel room, it wouldn't have worked.
Yes.
But the fact that you didn't want it, that's when it works.
Murphy's Blue Bar.
Yes! Blue
Hey,
laws.
We should open that. Murphy's Blue Bar.
Hey, that's
Have
not
Sean
bad.
Murphy as the guy.
Well, that might deter. But, yeah, good point. All right, continue with the Whitman.
Okay, so Whitman comes. So I got my manager, got my agent, Bart, Cantor, Sarah. We're all hanging back there. Bulger comes.
The Bulge.
That's a good
Battle of the
time.
Bulger.
By the way, I saw your squeeze was in town. I said, hey, we're all hanging at the Wilbur if you want to come by.
She was very thrilled by that, so I appreciate it.
It was the classic thing. She was like, okay, I'm around. Then I was like, well, not now. We're showering. And then she never came back. And then Daniel Simon shows up.
Hey, the sign.
And he's great. So it's just a packed hang. And Chuck is there. I never even saw Chuck because he's rigging cameras and mics and things. And
I decided not to talk to you all day.
Smartest
appreciate
move you ever
that.
made.
I just knew you had a lot on your plate, so I was like, I just wanted to show up and be like, cameras are all set up, we're good to go, have fun.
Now
Well, it
that's
was the
guy.
best day of my life. I totally forgot. No offense. Someone was like, where's Chuck? And I'm like, oh, yeah, where is Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just didn't want to, I knew you had a lot on your plate.
I appreciate it because
No one's ever asked where Chuck was.
it's not a lot of certain people were hitting me all day, right in the ear.
Well, I read the comments. It's in the Tuesdays fan page. It's like, the Wilbur was magical. List killed it. Whitman was awesome. Like, Whitman got some good reviews.
Oh, all right.
So it was a hot night.
Yeah, it was a special night, and Mike was moved and touched and gave a great intro. Everybody killed, and it was hot. I mean, a bunch of standing people, and that was exciting. And but I have to say, I felt a dip. They were tired. It started late because they got in late, and I had 3 openers. It was never like struggling, but they were so hot for like 20, and you could feel there was about a 20-minute period where I was like, This ain't a hot crowd anymore.
Oh,
They're a good
interesting.
crowd, but it was disappointing. Like this, I think also you shoot the special,
Yeah.
and they're just rocking. They're hot, and you
Yeah.
have someone do 10 minutes, and it's just quick. So I definitely was like, "Ooh, we started a little late and probably had too many openers." But what can you do? Great show,
Great reviews.
and then a lot of standing afterwards, which was great. And then my old friends from high school came back and said hello. My family came back and said hello. And then we all went out for Chinese hot
pot. We had hot pot.
pot,
Hey, hot pot.
which was really fun. That was
Go on my toilet.
Chuck and Chris Burns and Tommy, my agent, my managers, Chris Burns, and Sarah and Chuck and
The Pooch?
Canner. The Pooch was there.
You might eaten some pooch.
And boy, we had a great time there. Late night, Chinese hang, went back. Sarah and I made love.
Chinese hang. That's
And,
rare. They're really hanging. But all right.
But that was great. And then Sunday, we all went down, played cornhole all day, watched Sox game.
Woo!
And then, of course, I assume we're running out of time here, but Monday was a great day. We went to the marathon, the Red Sox game. It was pouring rain. And the first rain delay we embraced. We were
Yes.
just dancing out in the rain. We're like, we're getting wet. And then the rain stops, and you're like, fuck the rain. Woo! And then the second time it rains, you go, all right,
Yeah, this sucks.
get the fuck out of here. So we went and watched the runners. Now, just last thing, interestingly, it was weird because usually we watch the whole Red Sox game. It's exciting. And then you go watch the runners, and it's late in the marathon. So the people you're seeing are kind of fat, and they have like weird ankles, and it's a lot of cops and firemen and military, and you're like, fucking USA.
Yeah.
And it's like guys running like they're like, I got to finish this. Oh, my God. They're like out of shape.
Oh, I thought they were victims of the other one.
No,
Oh, you were getting a limp in there.
no, they're Olympics. They're just not athletes. But we left the game early because it was pouring rain.
Yeah.
And we were all soaked and freezing. We had old people and young people that just, I would have stayed. But, you got elderly people and children that are like, literally like, oh, I hate baseball. So you're like, all right, let's go.
Yes, they hate it. They can't handle the pace.
And I was like, I got to bring in some runners. And they're like, fuck the runners. We'll watch runners on TV. And I'm like, I'm not fucking rooting for some. We got to bring them in. You look at it like a service. You're like, this is what we do.
Yes.
So you go down there, but because we were there early, because the rain delay,
Yay.
we saw like primo runners.
Oh,
like they're like
nice.
real like runny people, like under 4 hours, which is less fun.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, there's some attractive people, which was cool.
There you go. What's the guy's name? Porteous?
Portugal,
Oh, the runner. Blade Runner.
the Blade guy. Oh yeah, what is his name? Didn't he kill
Portness?
somebody
He
or
killed his
something?
super hot girlfriend.
Porteous,
Something
Chris
like-
Pontius.
No, that's a different guy.
I don't know his name. Portobello
Porzingis?
mushroom? Hey,
No,
that's something.
that's
No,
a
that's the Knicks
basketball.
guy.
Yeah,
Got
Porzingis.
traded. Sam's still mad about it.
Oh, yeah. Petraeus.
Yes, General Petraeus,
Is that it?
Iraq.
What Blade Runner? Give it a goog.
Petraeus is the military guy,
Porteous?
but maybe it's similar.
Pistorius?
That's
Pistorius.
it. Pistorius.
Yes.
There you go.
Last thing, I already said that. I think you'll appreciate this.
I can't wait.
I was getting some good rooting the runners on. You really get excited. You get a couple laughs, and then I got a big one. There was a lady run, but they write their names on their chest or arm, so you can yell their name, which is fun. And a lady named Grace goes by, and I go, Grace passed 30 years ago. Killed. And the lady in front of me went, that's great.
Oh,
That's our favorite. And it felt good.
That's great.
Yeah, you throw a Christmas Vacation reference. People like it.
That's Grace.
And so anyways, best day, best weekend ever. I came back yesterday and killed myself.
That feels risky with the names on there because you're just primed for like a Mark's effect, especially in Beantown. You're gonna get a couple of zings.
I think you get a lot of that. Speaking of Beantown, the Fenway Park in Boston has veggie, no sugar ketchup exclusively. I go, what is this, Portland? Get the fuck out of here. I swear to God.
Boston, keep it weird. What the fuck?
I got to sneak in some Heinz. I'm not joking. Veggie, no sugar ketchup. I was appalled.
Ooh, I'm grossed out. What is it? It's like a flight. You go to flight now. They're like, hey, we have a wheat-infused corn husk air pocket.
Yeah, it looks like toothpaste. It's like red toothpaste. It's horrendous.
I'd rather eat a period blood.
Yeah, I love doing that. But anyways, great weekend. Thanks to everyone that came out to the Wilbur.
Miscarriage.
I love you. And it was special. What can I say? Thanks.
Boy, you couldn't have had a more Beantown weekend. Race or marathon, socks, Wilb.
Yeah, it was something, and we're hoping to do it next year. Hopefully, we'll do the same thing next year. Maybe we'll do 2 next year,
Let's play 2.
or we'll go back to Laugh, whichever. We'll see what happens. But it was awesome. Thanks to everybody, and thanks to you for 501 episodes.
Oh, how about that, folks? We're over the hump
of comedy, and a lot of those people wouldn't be there if it weren't for this goddamn show. So thank you. And Ari texted and was like, "I'm proud of you. Whatever. You're gay." And I said, "Well, I wouldn't have all these people if it weren't for you." And then he wrote back, "Shut up, faggot." And
sounds about right.
And I was like, "All right, well." Just trying to express some gratitude.
Yeah.
But it was a great weekend. And
great lives. Great Scott. We got it made, man. They're doing Wilbur. We're doing pods. Chuck's on the 1s and 9s doing the Patreon. We got a hot thing about to tape in 2 seconds. Things are all right. The sun is shining. You're gay. We're doing it.
Yeah, and also I'm at one of my favorite clubs ever, Side Splitters, this weekend.
Oh, Tampon.
This weekend, I love that club. You know I love that club. And I've
BT.
been working that club for so long now.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I love BT. I'll be at Side Splitters Thursday through Saturday. Matt Wayne's with me. And then next weekend, Tempe Improv with Luke
another great
Moniz.
one.
Killer, back-to-back killer weekends.
Back to
then, June 7th, Hollywood Improv. Those will sell quick. And June 1st to the 3rd, Spokane. That won't sell quick, but come to that.
They'll sell it slow.
And it'll get there. June 7th, Hollywood Improv. June 16th, 17th, Columbus Funny Bone. And make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. Ton of fun stuff. Just shot a silly thing with Sally Cuse and Greg Stone. And we got a special in the can.
Hey, it's a good position to be in.
I love it.
Cans. So I'm in Bozeman, Montana this weekend. I said, send me somewhere weird. We've done every other goddamn town in this godforsaken country. And then it's Dayton, Funny Bone. Then it's off to Australia. Come on out. We're adding shows. Sydney, Brisbane, Adelaide, you name it. Melbourne. And then it'll announce a nice little tour. How is this for a tour name? Has anyone done this? You had to be there.
Ooh.
Because you got the joke, like, hey, you had to be there to get
good.
that. And then you had to be there. You had to be at the show.
But is that the tour? Is it called that going into it? Because it feels like you have to be there.
Oh, yeah.
And then afterwards, there's a doc called You Had to Be There.
Oh, yeah, it's past tense.
Would that be something? That You Have to Be There tour, and then you shoot all of it, and then you put out a thing called You Had to Be There.
That's true. But the have to be there doesn't jive with the joke part. Because jokes, you tell a joke, you go, you had to be there.
Right.
But you have to be there makes sense for the tour, but I don't know if it gets the joke connotation, the double entendre.
Right. Good point.
Yeah.
I think you had to be there. Still works.
I think it still works.
I think it still works.
But I hear you with the doc.
But it sounds confusing.
Maybe the later show could be you really had to be there. All right, we'll see you in hell, folks.
I think it works.
Okay, we'll keep it. Had to be. It was either that or Tourette's.
Oh, wait, it's already out?
No.
Oh, you said you keep it. Because I'm like, you can't bounce things that are already permanent.
No, it's not permanent.
Oh, okay.
I'm throwing it out there.
Because I've had people do that when they're like, what do you think of this? And I'm like, I hate it. And they're like, I just shot it on The Tonight Show. And you're like, all right. Well, you shouldn't have phrased it that way.
I just married it, so great.
But I like it.
Okay.
I just, I'm always,
I get it.
oh, God.
Thank you, folks.
Well, this is the 501st and last episode. Chuck, where are you going to be?
I don't know what episodes of Fun Bearable, my podcast this week, but this weekend, May 5th and 6th, we'll be at Philadelphia. It's called Philadelphia Contropolis. It's a Comic-Con. We're going to be moderating. I don't know who we're moderating for. It's going to be like, I know Carrie Elways is going to be there.
Whoa!
Edward
Robin
Furlong
Hood.
from Terminator 2.
Oh, yeah,
of course.
Eddie.
Corey
Yeah.
Feldman. So we're going to be
He was hot.
moderating, me and Brad, and I don't know what we're going to do yet, but we'll be there if you're in Philly.
American History X as well.
Yeah.
All right, folks, you heard it here first. Stay here, stay queer. We'll see you next Tuesday. Praise Allah.
To be themselves.